Oh my goodness, my book is finally done, woohoo! It has been such a long journey to get to this point, so I'm going to take you behind the scenes and tell you all about it. Hello, it's Carrie here from the Female Entrepreneur Association, and if you have a dream that you've not been showing up for or not been turning into reality, then I think you're going to love this story. It's a story about showing up for your dreams and how sometimes it can just take a really, really long time to actually make them happen. So it was the end of 2011 and I was about 10 months into building the Female Entrepreneur Association, and it had been such a crazy year. It was like full of the most amazing highs and these really low lows. And I remember one night I was drifting off to sleep and I just started thinking about what a crazy journey it had been. And as I thought about it, I just had the urge to write everything down. So I grabbed a pen and a piece of paper from beside the bed and I just began writing. The words tumbled onto the page so easily. And then after what felt like ages, the words finally came to a stop. And in that moment, I knew I had to write a book. It was like my moment of inspiration. So the next morning, I excitedly woke up and I couldn't wait to get started like you do when you've had a moment of inspiration. I just wanted to get working on my book dream. So I hurried downstairs, sat down, opened my laptop and stared at it. Nothing was coming out. It was like all of my inspiration had dried up and the reality and overwhelm of writing a book had hit me. I had no idea how to write a book, but I did my best to just push past the negative thoughts, and I decided that I was going to lock myself away for a week and force myself to write. And I actually managed to do it. And by the end of the week, I felt so pleased with myself for actually sticking at it. But in my heart, I knew that what I had written was awful, and I felt so disheartened by it. But I chose to persevere and I decided that I was going to get a copy of the book printed. So I went online, I researched it, and within a few weeks, my book had arrived. And I was so excited, but I didn't know what to do with it all. So I largely did nothing. When it came to writing the book, I just had seized up. However, while I wasn't working on the book, I did decide that I wanted to get published with Hay House. So I started to go along to their events. And at one of their events I went to, Gabrielle Bernstein was actually talking. So at the end of her talk, I went and bought her book and I waited in line to get it signed by her. And when I got to the front, I told her that I loved her books and would love to interview her. So she connected me with someone over at Hay House and they got it all set up, which was amazing. So January 2013 rolls around and something really exciting happened. I received an email from Gabrielle Bernstein's book agent in New York because she discovered me through the interview I'd done with Gabby, and she was interested to know if I wanted to do a book. I was literally I couldn't believe it. I was so excited, yes, I wanted to write a book. I'd already started writing it. So I sent her what I'd done so far and she said she liked it and she just asked me to expand on 3 chapters. So I thought, right, I can do this. So I sat down to work on it and I just felt blocked instantly. I didn't know where to begin, I didn't know what to write, and I just felt so overwhelmed. And then weeks went by. So I emailed her to apologise for taking ages, and then months rolled by, and I just felt so embarrassed that I'd passed up the opportunity. I literally felt like there was something wrong with me. It was so annoying because I wanted to make it happen so badly, but I just wasn't doing it. And then 2014 came and went literally, no book. I didn't make any progress. It was so frustrating. And then 2015 rolled around and I was so afraid to write and publish book at the top of my goal list because I just couldn't bear another year of getting to the end of it and failing. I really wanted to make it happen, but I just felt so stuck with it all. And then in that February, something else really exciting happened. I received an email from Amy, who's the commissioning editor at Hay House in the UK, asking if I was interested in doing a book because I was on their radar because I'd been reaching out to them in the past. And I thought to myself, Carrie, you have to do this. You have to find a way to just get out of your own way and make it happen. So obviously I said yes to doing the book. I mean, who's going to turn that down? And I got started on it. And then the overwhelm set in, the frustration set in, the despair set in. I honestly felt like writing the book was impossible, but I knew I had to do it. So I hired a coach and I went along to the Hay House Writers Workshop. And I had these moments of clarity just followed by despair. And then 2016 rolled around and I felt like my back was against the wall, and I realised I had to do something major to get out of my own way. So I cleared my entire calendar and I made writing my book my top priority. And I just made the decision that I was going to focus on it even when it felt impossible and I was getting nowhere, until I started making progress. And it was so tough. But eventually I had a breakthrough and I actually wrote the book and I actually got it published with Hay House like I had wanted. But here is the point. We can all turn our big, scary dreams into reality. And yeah, it might take longer than we ever thought it would. And we might have moments of despair when it all feels impossible, and moments where we just want to give up. But if we just keep going, if we just keep showing up for our dreams, even if it's only in the titchiest ways, we will get there. And from the outside looking in, seeing me with my book in my hands and talking excitedly about my book being published and a nice pre-order page and everything else that's going on, it might seem from the outside like it's all easy and that I have everything together, but I don't, and I never have. I'm just someone who had a dream and kept on going even when it felt hopeless, in the pursuit of turning it into reality. And we can all be that someone. So my question to you is, what big goals and dreams are you going to keep showing up for and turn into an amazingly successful reality? Please, please, please leave a comment below and let me know, because I would love to read all about it and also help you with the accountability side of things. And also, now that you know the story behind the book and how long it took and what a process this was to me, if you want to go and buy it, then you can do. There should be a link either below or above this video where you can get a copy. But hopefully this video has helped you to realise that things can take ages. Like, this was a 4-year dream for me. It took 4 years to go from having inspiration to turning it into reality. And sometimes our dreams take ages to manifest. You know, maybe it'll take you a few years, maybe it'll take 5, maybe it'll take 10, maybe it'll take longer. But if you know in your heart that you want to make something happen, you want to achieve something, then don't give up on it. Just keep going and going and going, and you will get there. You will make it happen. That is what sets apart the people that achieve amazing success and the people that don't. So be the person that will keep on going. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you next week for another dose of inspiration. So I'm going to start keeping a little video diary so that I can track my progress of writing my book. So it is currently something like 1:30 in the morning, and I have just spent the last 110 minutes making an audio recording on my phone and of my story, of like all the different stories and bits I could think of that could go in the book. So just doing a quick video update as I take off my makeup. So today I got Michelle Raw, amazing Michelle Raw, to do an interview with me, and I thought she'd be really a good person to do it because she listens to so many podcasts and she's really into kind of all the same stuff, and she's been part of FEA for ages and she's just amazing. So I asked her if she would interview me for the book because I thought it might be a great way for her to, or for someone to extract information from me for the book so that I can actually get my thoughts out, get my stories out. And it was really good to have the chat with her and to record the whole conversation and just see where it went. So I have finally been making some progress on my book. I was having a panic today because I really need to start on section 2 and 3 of the book, and I just didn't really know where to begin with it all. Like, even though I've written out an outline, I just felt like I was back at square one again, like back to the beginning, and I was just really struggling with it all, and it was stressing me out. So, book update. We are on the 24th of February, and I've finished kind of the rough draft of part 2. There's about 22,000 words, and if I'm being honest, it feels like a pile of crap. So, book update. I have completely fallen off the bandwagon. Great.